In this video, I'm going to talk about all the reasons why I think LeBron James is the reason why the slam dunk contest is no longer the main event attraction of NBA All-Star Weekend. In the midst of Mac McClung getting his third straight slam dunk championship over the weekend, there was a conversation happening in real time on the Elon app in regards to where did the slam dunk contest go wrong? And you have people who don't think it went wrong. Like, this is just what it is. It's ebbs and flows. But to me, and even to the habitual nuthead Draymond Green, there's a disturbing trend in regards to who is actually participating in these events during All-Star Weekend. This is supposed to be a showcasing of the league's stars, top tier stars. This is All-Star Weekend. Yet we're being subjected to rookies, role players, and G Leaguers in what was supposed to be the league's main event attraction of the entire weekend, bigger than the All-Star game itself. This right here is the catalyst. This right here is the moment. This is the point in time where everything shifted and went left for the slam dunk contest. Y'all chosen one, y'all king, LeBron, who was being asked and begged to participate in the slam dunk contest, finally publicly spoke on if he's ever going to actually enter the slam dunk contest. I miss Sharon Miller, by the way. Miss Sharon Miller doing sideline.
Man, it's been some great dunks out here, man.
You know, he's over here, you know, he's doing his thing. He's trying to, you know, he knows where the question is going. There's only one reason to interview him during this.
Inquiring minds and the fans want to know, LeBron.
Yes, we want to know.
Compete next year.
Right now, I'm preliminary putting my name in the 2010 dunk.
Preliminary. Okay, so again, he's already giving you the caveat that I ain't gonna really do that shit, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna make the headlines. I'm gonna do the splashy thing. And you hear Kenny, you hear Reggie Miller going crazy because finally we're gonna get to see LeBron on this stage. That's how much it actually means. I don't know if LeBron actually knows that. Like, that means something to be the biggest star in the game, the face of the league, and to compete in arguably, no, not even arguably, the biggest event, the main event attraction of All-Star Weekend. And he's speaking in third person. LeBron James is saying he's speaking in third person. He's standing 10 toes on it.
That's right. Primarily, I put my name in the dunk contest.
But he gives you that caveat. Primary, like you know, as of right now, I'm going to be in it. That can change. I'm opening the door for me to get out of this. But for right now, with the cameras on me, with the spotlight on me, with the world watching, yes, I'm going to agree. I'm going to be in that contest. Like that's a real thing. This was supposed to be a huge watershed moment because you have Dwight Howard competing in this contest, and it was against Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson is one of those anomalies in terms of a slam dunk champion, but the fact that he was a small stature, a la Spud Webb back in the day, like, okay, he's credible. Most casual fans know who he is just because of his size and the fact that he's able to dunk. And you have Dwight Howard, who is damn near at his apex of his powers, of his prowess, in his prime, competing in the slam dunk contest as a star himself. Now you're going to have LeBron James, the face of the league, competing in it. Now the contest is getting back to what it was. The baton was passed to him, and he fumbled it. As I said here on the Elon app, he threw it into the Atlantic, into the ocean. He wanted no parts of it because he then backed out of it and said, nah, dog, I'm not going to do the slam dunk contest. Magic Johnson even stepped up and said, I'll put $1 million on it. $1 million on it for the winner if you compete in it. And LeBron still said no. So the man that wore number 23, the man that emulated and is chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan, doesn't want to follow in the lineage of Michael Jordan? At least Kobe admitted, I wanted to be like Mike. So much so that I had a baldy when I could grow hair. So much so that I patented my jump shot and my fadeaway and my post game after his. So much so that I openly reached out to him for his advice on how to do his moves. And then he transitioned into Black Mamba and did his own thing. But he had that moment where he was able to admit, yes, I'm trying to be like Mike out here. LeBron has been trying to be like Mike, but doesn't want to publicly admit that he wants to be like Mike. So while he's turning down the dunk contest because he claims that's not something he ever wanted to do, you have literally wanted to do everything Michael Jordan has done to the point where you're doing Space Jam over. Now you're trying to tell us the dunk contest wasn't on your menu, wasn't on your radar, wasn't a thing you wanted to do. You're wearing number 23, where you have the face of the league that's turning down $1 million to participate in something that all the GOATs, all the legends have done prior. It sends a bad signal to current day players and to the future. Because why would the next LeBron or the next face of the league want to compete in a slam dunk contest if they could just say, well, LeBron didn't do it, why should I do it? Yes, the dunk contest has had anonymous winners before or role players winning it before. That's not the question here. The question is that why aren't top tier stars performing in it like yesteryear? We could go back to damn near the beginning. We know in the 70s it was Dr. J, right? Dr. J won that back in the day. 84, they brung it back into its more current form, more modern form. Larry Nance won it, mostly an anonymous player to the casual, but he beat Dr. J and Dominique in this contest. And even you want to go to Clyde Drexler. Okay. Those are household names, even Ralph Sampson at 7'3". So why can't Wemby get out there? Wemby can, if Ralph Sampson can compete in the slam dunk contest, why can't Wemby? Anyway, but we're looking at dudes that are in the Hall of Fame. Dr. J, Dominique, Clyde Drexler, and I think Ralph Sampson's in the Basketball Hall of Fame for his college career. 85, Dominique beat Jordan and Dr. J and Clyde Drexler. We could keep going. Spud Webb, an anomaly, right? Because he's so small, it was a humongous feat. It still gets replayed to this day, but he beat Dominique to get there. So again, a star, a top tier star, a top 5 player was involved in the dunk contest. Then you have 87, Jordan wins it. No Dominique. But you have Jordan, you have Clyde Drexler. So the ascension of Jordan begins in the slam dunk contest, right? 88, Jordan. This is the one in Chicago, the much disputed slam dunk championship. Jordan beats Neek at the crib. Dominique was 3rd. Okay, so again, top tier dudes are still in this contest. And Kenny Skywalker gets it done, Nick's tape. But he beat Clyde and Spud to get there. So now, even though Spud is an anomaly, but now he's becoming more of a name because he's the short dude who could dunk, much like Nate Robinson will in the 2010s. Then you get to the 90s. Dominique is still out here winning the slam dunk contest, bro. Dominique is still him, by the way. And now you have Shawn Kemp coming in and asserting himself as a young star that wants to jump out the building and show why he's the Rain Man. You got Scottie, but Scottie wasn't really about that action. And this was way before the apex of Scottie. This is very young Scottie Pippen. But again, Dominique was at the apex of his powers. He's still competing and winning this contest. Now you have D Brown, who, you know, we know the dunk, but again, that's an anomaly. But he beat Shawn Kemp to get there. So again, you have a star that's competing in this contest. 92, Cedric Ceballos. Yes, an anomaly. He had the blindfold, although he could see through the blindfold. But he beat Larry Johnson, a star, to get there. So it's not about, oh, well, are you mad? How come you weren't mad when a bench player or a role player wins the contest? It's not about that. It's who was competing in it. We literally saw a contest on Saturday night that had 2 rookies, a role player, and a G leaguer. I'm supposed to get excited for that. And if you want to say, well, that's just this year. No. That's been the trend for the last 5 years, if not longer. And we'll get there. Because outside of Jaylen Brown, who tried to run up, what was that, last year or the year before, who's not even a dunker. We don't even think of Jaylen Brown like that. Dudes who we expect to be in a dunk contest, who are top 5 or face of the league types, are not doing it. And it's because of LeBron. In 93, we have Baby Jordan, Harold Miner. Like, you look at these names and you're like, yo, dogs, these names aren't impressive. But Shawn Kemp was injured. He was scheduled to compete, but got hurt. So again, a star was scheduled to be in it, but he got hurt, and that allowed for Harold Miner to get one off. Look at that 94. Isaiah Ryder, Robert Pack, Shawn Kemp is back. Okay, so Shawn Kemp, it literally has the All-Star Slam Dunk Contest on his shoulders in the early 90s. 95, Harold Miner, Isaiah Ryder. Again, these are not memorable slam dunk contests, by the way. Okay? Like Harold Miner, this little 3-year run of Harold Miner, Isaiah Ryder, Harold Miner, this is a very lackluster affair. And word is getting around that the slam dunk contest isn't really hitting like it used to because you're not getting Jordan, you're not getting Dominique. But you're getting Shawn Kemp. But Shawn Kemp, for whatever reason, could have never really performed to the apex of his abilities in the slam dunk contest. 96, you get Brent Barry, who jumped from the free throw line with the warm-ups on and won the contest. But the competition, this is Darrell Armstrong. This is the year that he did a layup in the slam dunk contest. The energy was gone from the slam dunk contest. Then you enter Kobe. Kobe in 97 brings that feeling back. 98, there was no competition held because the NBA was trying to get the WNBA in the mix, and they did a 2-ball. This is the first year they did 2-ball. Then we had the lockout in 99, 2000s. Vince brought it back, even though in actuality, Kobe had brought it back in 97, but because it was a 2-year layoff from having the contest, Vince had to restore the feeling, and Vince had one of the most epic performances. This whole entire also Saturday night was about Vince and the slam dunk contest since it was back in the Bay. Vince, but not just Vince, also Steve Francis, who was him, and T-Mac, who was him. So it's not just, even though Vince stole the show and it became all about Vince, Vince beat worthy competition in this contest. Vince doesn't come back in 2001. Neither does Francis, neither does T-Mac. And now we just have a bunch of dudes. So even though we went crazy for the Vince year, it was like, oh my God, this is amazing. That next year, it fell off. Even though we had Baron Davis and he was ascending to star level, but that got cut short ultimately. But again, stars make these contests. Does anyone remember the Desmond Mason winning slam dunk? No. When they talk about the lineage of the slam dunk packages in terms of highlights, do you see Desmond Mason often in those highlights? No. And then we get the Jay Rich run where Jason Richardson went out there and was hooping. At least you got Stevie Franchise back in 02. Gerald Wallace was a known dunker, but again, a role player. So look at this foursome. Desmond Mason, role player. Jay Rich, a starter level player, borderline all-star. Steve Francis, a star, but an ascending one. And then Gerald Wallace was a starter, but a role player. Jay Rich goes on his run. At least we get Stoudemire here. Stoudemire is ascending. He's a young star in this league. He's got bunnies. He decides to join the fray and jump out the gym. And Fred Jones, this was the one that was brought up a lot about, well, the Fred Jones year was bad, but we didn't complain. Yes, we did complain. We complained about missed dunks, and that's because of Birdman. Birdman was out here missing dunks left and right. Ricky Davis was not that great. And to be honest, Fred Jones, again, is Fred Jones highlights being played in the slam dunk history montage? Unless they're doing it every year, showing you who won. When you're doing the best of the slam dunk contest, is Fred Jones ever there? No. Then you got Jay Smooth. Josh Smith comes in. I believe he did this as a rookie. He won the slam dunk as a rookie, but he was a known dude that can jump out the gym. And he beat Stoudemire to get there. Another known commodity, a star, all-star level player. Then you get the Nate Robinson years. Nate Robinson years, I think he won this. I will go to my grave saying Eagle Dollar got robbed in this contest, but Nate Robinson was out here, 5'9". He won the contest because it gave people that feeling of Spud Webb back. Even though Nate Robinson was bigger than Spud Webb and had bunnies, probably better bunnies than Spud Webb. But he won because of the novelty stuff, right? And Iguodala got robbed. But either way, Nate Robinson becomes a star, at least a star to casuals. We got Gerald Green, again, role player. So again, we can talk about this in terms of star level. Nate Robinson was not a star, but he became a star because of his notoriety of being small. Iguodala was not a star. Hakeem Warwick was not a star. Josh Smith was at least a former champion and building himself into being a star. This is his second year in the league. Gerald Green, Nate Robinson, Dwight Howard. We get Dwight Howard in 07. Again, young star in this league. So at least you're getting something from the quartet of participants, right? 08, Dwight wins it, beats Gerald Green, who now is a known commodity in terms of dunking, prior champion, right? So again, you're getting stars. Nate Robinson and Dwight, this was 09. This was the year when LeBron said, 2010, I'm going to go do it. Only to renege, only to lie. And we were stuck with Nate and DeMar DeRozan in the finals. And no shade to DeMar. And DeMar is a guy that can do impressive dunks, but he's not a dunk contest guy. And then you get the Kia jumper, Blake Griffin in 2011, who beat JaVale McGee and DeMar DeRozan. So again, a young star had to come and save it again, because while the Nate thing was cool, we were getting Nate fatigue. Just like I think next year, and he said that he might not do it next year in terms of Mac McClung, but like, we're going to get McClung fatigue. For me, it's there already. But I'm sure by next year, if he wins it again and gets 4 in a row, you have to re-examine how this contest is being done. If the same dude who can't even make an NBA roster for a long period of time keeps coming up from the G League and winning your dunk contest, bruh, Blake Griffin wins it. He jumps over a Kia sponsorship car, because Kia is a sponsorship of the league partner with the NBA. So the fix was in there. JaVale never had a chance. 2012, they changed the format because, again, we were getting missed dunks, bad dunks, mediocre dunks, prop dunks. Like, after you jump over the lowest part of the car, by the way, in the hood, at 6'10", for a guy that allegedly had bunnies, and Blake Griffin, the Kia jumper. So the Kia jumper jumps over the hood of a car, and then the league says, all right, we got to change this because we can't do anything better than that. We can't do anything better than that. They changed up the format. It was strictly online fan voting. In 2012, you had Jeremy Evans. Does anyone even remember Jeremy Evans winning dunk? Chase Budinger was in it. This is a very young Paul George. So this isn't Pandemic P. This isn't, PG-13. This is a very young Paul George, and he was trash in the contest. 2013, T. Ross. Salute to him. But again, Eric Bledsoe was in the dunk contest. Gerald Green tried to spin the block and get that old thing back, but no. This is what we're looking at here. And then they had to change it up again because it was mid, because there's no stars in it, because LeBron thumbed his nose at it. And we were stuck with a team competition in the dunk contest. That's how bad it was. A team competition in the dunk contest. 2015, Zach LaVine brings it back a little bit. He beats Oladipo, who also had bunnies. Giannis was too young and just not that type of a dunker. Like, he's just not that guy. But if you want to go, well, Giannis did it. Giannis was not Giannis in 2015. Sorry. You can try that. But no, I remember. We kept receipts. 2015 Giannis is not 2018, 2019, 2020 Giannis. Stop it. 2016, Levine, Aaron Gordon. This, again, another one of those contests that, they brought it back. They brought back the dunk contest. Did they really? Did they? The only thing that we learned was that Aaron Gordon got robbed. And then we got Glenn Robinson III. What the hell are we talking about? Glenn Robinson III, Derrick Jones Jr., DeAndre Jordan, and Aaron Gordon tried to spin it back, couldn't get it done. Donovan Mitchell, as a youngin', went out there and stole one off. But look at the competition. Oladipo, who was getting older. DSJ, Dennis Smith Jr., and Larry Nance Jr. trying to do it for his pops. Couldn't get it done. And again, another uneventful slam dunk contest. Hamidou Diallo. Bruh, who? Is he even still in the league? DSJ, Miles Bridges, John Collins. This is where it really went left. 2019 was really a line of like, dog, this shit might be a wrap. Like, they should just stop doing the contest altogether. With the props that were done, with the trash dunks that were done, this is where it really started to go extra left. And again, you're not even getting all-stars at this point. I was saying it used to be a thing where face of the league was in this contest or a top 5 player. You're not even getting all-stars. 2020s. Derrick Jones Jr. again, Aaron Gordon, Pat Connaughton, and Dwight Howard tried to spin the block. Couldn't do it. 2021, Anthony Simons, Obi Toppin, Cassius Stanley. Is he even still in the league? Is Cassius still in the league? 2022, Obi Toppin, Juan Toscano Anderson, Jalen Green, Cole Anthony. And then we had the Mac McClung run. But again, look who he's beating. Kenyon Martin Jr., Jericho Sims, Trey Murphy III. Last year, he beat Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is not known as a dunker. Jaylen Brown is not a dunker like that. How or why he got convinced to be in this, I think the league was like, oh shit, this guy wants to actually do it. Throw him in there, even though he's not even a dunker like that. This is the first time we have at least an all-star level player competing in the contest. Jaime Jaquez, a rookie, and Jacob Toppin, I believe, was also a rookie. So again, where are the stars? I'm not even asking for a top 5 face of the league type guy. Where are the stars? Donovan Mitchell was a youngin'. He wasn't a star yet. Zach LaVine was supposed to be a star, but he never got there. Aaron Gordon was supposed to be a star, but he never got there. Where are the stars? Any of you OG watchers, subscribers, remember the QB challenge? You got to be like a late 80s. You got to be an 80s baby, late 80s, maybe early 90s, maybe. But like, you got to be an 80s baby primarily to remember the NFL QB challenge. It was a thing. It was a thing that was huge because it was like a skills challenge for quarterbacks. And quarterbacks, this is when the quarterbacks were really put on display, and you saw the separation of running backs don't really matter. It's about the quarterback. The quarterbacks are the face of every team. Your quarterback matters, all that type of stuff, right? When you look at who competed in this competition, or more importantly, who won, right? Because then you'll get a real easy way to see like how this contest came to be and how it went away, right? So Ken O'Brien was the inaugural winner, right? Outlier. Dan Marino, back-to-back winner. Jeff Hostetler won a Super Bowl as a starter. Randall Cunningham, back-to-back. Neil O'Donnell performed in a Super Bowl. Vinny Testaverde was a Heisman winner. And then you see it kind of tail off. 98, Harbaugh, Jake the Snake Plummer, Trent Dilfer, Jeff Garcia, Brad Johnson, because the top QBs stopped doing it. And what did that leave you with? Trent Dilfer winning the quarterback challenge. Jeff Garcia winning the quarterback challenge. Brad Johnson, Matt Hasselbeck, Jake Delhomme, Chris Sims won the quarterback challenge. Josh McCown. It got to the point where the competition was so bad that none of the star QBs were showing up, that Chris Sims and Josh McCown were winning it. And then you know what they decided? They decided they're going to discontinue it right after that. They decided they're going to discontinue the quarterback challenge. It didn't matter that it was in the Cayman Islands. Top QBs were turning down free trips to the Cayman Islands. But you know Chris Sims was pulling up. Josh McCown pulling up for that free trip. It got to the point where it was so bad that there was so little star QB participation that the Cayman Islands sponsorship didn't even matter. The league said, we got to stop this. We can't put this product out as a representation of our best at the most important position in the sport. That's a real thing that happened. If you want to get into baseball, the home run derby, off rip, 1985, the first one. There's 4 Hall of Famers in this. And we can keep going down this list. You're seeing top tier players: Strawberry, Canseco, Dave Parker, Hall of Fame, Mark McGuire, Andre Dawson, Hall of Fame. We can just keep going. Bo Jackson. We could just keep going on and on and on down this list. McGuire, Griffey, Canseco, Cecil Fielder, Strawberry. Like, these are top of the top guys. Cal Ripken, Joe Carter. Like, we could keep going. And it goes through all the way to this day where you have the likes of Sosa, McGuire. Now you have Ohtani in the contest. You have Aaron Judge, Stanton in the contest. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is in the contest. All the top tier players. Barry Bonds has done this. A-Rod, whoever was the top of the top was in this competition. Again, helping showcase the league. These faces of the leagues were all participating. These are the top of the top every year. You have at least one, usually multiple, but you have at least one top tier player, at least one Hall of Famer that's competing in this skills competition. Yet the NBA has 2 rookies, a role player, and a G leaguer in their most important event, All-Star Weekend. You want to go to hockey? We could go to hockey. Okay, this was skills competition. They had their face of the league, Connor McDavid, in it last year. You can talk about Kucherov. You can talk about Austin Matthews. This is hockey, and they're doing it. So you're telling me the NFL has never recovered from having Chris Sims win the NFL quarterback challenge. You're telling me Major League Baseball has had top tier stars performing in its home run derby all the time. And the NHL is able to get their LeBron and Connor McDavid to pull up and do the skills competition. And before him, it was Sidney Crosby. And before him, it was Alex Ovechkin. Those guys are all documented to have participated in their league's top skills competition. And yet we have LeBron thumbing his nose at the slam dunk contest, but it's okay. It's no big deal. That doesn't matter. Why are we blaming LeBron? Because literally every other sport implores their best of their best to participate to help grow the game. And LeBron was passed that baton. I'll go back to the tweet. Let me pull it up. He was passed the baton from Dr. J to MJ to Neek to Kobe to Vince. And he was given that baton after being begged and pleaded to do it. And he said no. Not even for Irvin's million, he said no. And this is y'all king. This is y'all chosen one. And now we're stuck with G Leaguers dominating the slam dunk contest. We're stuck with role players and unheard of rookies dominating the slam dunk contest. But you want to talk to me about anomalies from 20 years ago. Show me the time when the face of the league did not perform in this contest. We literally can have Dr. J, Jordan, Kobe, all in a line and say they all did it. And LeBron's supposed to be the next one. Instead, he just wants to compile and keep playing and keep making sure he's at the top of every record book before he walks away and claim that he's the GOAT. And that's why the basketball gods rained down on him and made sure that J.J. Barea stopped him from getting a championship in 2011. Oh, you said in 2010 he was going to do the slam dunk contest. Oh, you reneged? All right, J.J. Barea is going to lock you up. A dude that's the same size as Nate Robinson and Spud Webb locked you up for a championship because you said no to the something that's a rite of passage for you to do. All-star games and all-star competitions are supposed to be an exhibition, a display of the best, the skill sets, the talents, the out-of-this-world ability of the best. It's supposed to be a thing where you get to show why you as a player are on this level and why the rest of us are at home watching you. That's what this is supposed to be. And because in 09, LeBron lied and then reneged in 2010, we're now stuck with top tier players. Where's Ja Morant? Zion, the dudes that are supposed to be billed as those next guys up, those next high flyers. Where are they? Yes, we could find tons of role players who got bunnies. That's not the issue here. We can find anomalies who can sneak up and win a slam dunk contest. The problem is that the lineage has been top 5 or face of the league top guys competing. You don't have to win. Competing in this contest, and that has not been a thing for damn near a decade plus. It all started in 2009 when LeBron said no.